What's up, YouTube? I'm back. I'm back in action. I'm in my truck. As you can see, I got the stick shift. You know what I'm saying? All them company drivers, they drive them automatics. So you know I'm in my own truck. But yeah, I'm just go off on a little, what they call them, tangent. They don't even call them rants. They call them tangents. You know, you just talk about all kind of stuff. Mix it all together in one video. But yeah, so you know, right now I'm just cruising. Like I said, ain't got nothing really in particular to talk about. I will go over my numbers later on. Gonna wrap up the month of March. Gonna wrap it up. But yeah, I mean, you know, people talk about buying lease trucks. I mean, not buying, but you know, starting getting you a lease, getting into a contract with a lease truck. That's kind of what you're doing. I mean, I know they got walkaway leases and all that stuff, but I mean, you know, when you see those lease payments, you know, you're probably talking about after everything's said and done with deductions like the insurance and bobtail insurance and cargo and all that stuff, you know, plus the truck payment, you're probably talking about anywhere a figure between $800 and $1,400 a week, you know, and that's including all that stuff. Like I said, that's not including the variable costs like fuel and all that. But the, you know, the fixed cost includes like the base plates, permits, and all that stuff. Oh, I gotta put my phone down. I'm holding my phone. I can't really do that because I'm driving right now. So you're gonna see a blank screen. And remember, this is Anonymous Truckers channel. You know, I'm not the star of the show. I'm just a voice behind the channel, if that makes any sense. So I mean, you won't be seeing me. You know, this is for those guys who like to ride out and you know, kill some time and listen to some vlogs, man. I mean, that's basically what I do all day. You know, I try to I stay on YouTube most of the time, because I got long hauls. You know, like I'm averaging like over 3,000 a week, over 3,000 miles a week. You gotta add the miles in there. Over 3,000 miles a week, what I'm averaging. And take home pay is anywhere between, I mean, you know, not based off of a 3,000 mile average. I'm just saying, like today, for instance, I only took home like $1,400 off of a $2,500 load. So I mean, that's $1,000 gone on fuel and deductions right there. And I don't even have a lease truck. So I mean, you can see the figures right there. Like, you know, don't let these other guys out here who just throwing out numbers confuse you. You know, guys who just out there saying, "Oh, I ran 2,800 miles." I average $1.50 a mile, but yeah, what'd you take home? You know what I'm saying? They're not counting those deductions. You know? But you know, overall, man, like my lifestyle has improved. Like me getting my truck has allowed me to go to these creditors and say, hey, you know what? Look at my paycheck. Yeah, my paycheck went from $1,000 gross to $5,000 gross. What you got for me? Oh, we got you this. You want this? You want this Stingray? Here you go. Sign these documents. Yeah. Oh, you just need just give me $5,000 down. Oh, look at this house right here. Oh, it's $300,000 brand new. Yeah. Just give me $10,000. We'll take care of the rest of it. $10,000 down payment. Yeah, we got you. Right here. Yep. So I mean, you know, that's what I'm looking into, because that's what I want. You know, I mean, I'm not real too excited about the Stingray. I'm not sure if I'm gonna capitalize on that right now. You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pre-approved right now for a brand new Stingray, right off the lot. I mean, you know, I'm coming from nothing, man. Like, sleeping on my mama's couch to possibly sleeping in my dream home. And I mean, I am going to capitalize on that. That's for sure. I'm going to capitalize on that house. You got to get your priorities straight. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you know, this video is not about me right now. It's about you, the listener. Like, I want you out there. I want you to, you know, like, no matter where you're at, no matter if you're, you know, flipping burgers at McDonald's right now, you're just striving to get your CDL, and you know, you want to boss up in the game. You want to get your own tractor. You want to, you know, your truck tractor, same thing. You know, you want to boss up. You know, you want to make that move, man. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? The best thing I can tell you is to just make sure your credit score is right. Make sure you ain't got no delinquencies on that. And if you do have like delinquencies, you know, start working on your credit. You know, it ain't nothing to invest into like some kind of credit repair service company. Like, I forgot, I think Lexington Law, $99, $100 a month. You know what I'm saying? And get you a credit report monitoring. Pay $40 a month for the credit monitor through Experian or somebody, or what's the other one? Equifax. Yeah, Equifax. Equifax, they're the toughest grade in credit monitoring services there is. Like, they're the toughest one. You know, you always get the lowest score with Equifax. So if I was you, I'd get an Equifax. Like, TransUnion is the most friendliest one. So like, that's what a lot of these mortgage companies go by. They go off of TransUnion, you know, because they want to lock you in. They want to lock you in that house, man. Like, they want to get you for them 30 years on that mortgage, on that interest rate, man. They want to eat you alive, you know. Like, my monthly payment was going to be like $2,100. Guess how much the first time I make that, my first month I make that payment, guess how much is going towards my principal balance? $2,100. Guess. $300. $300 is going to be applied to my principal balance after I make that first mortgage payment of $2,100. So you see why these creditors, the mortgage company, they're going to use TransUnion to run your credit. You know, they're not going to use the Equifax. Equifax is going to be about 50 points less. You know, always, unless your credit is just perfect, like with nothing on it. I mean, you know, you might got a paid off car or paid off student loan on your record or something like that. You know, that's real good. You know, if you in that 750, 800 range, you know, you're good. You're good. You don't even have to worry about Equifax, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know, this channel's not scripted, so I mean, I'm driving right now. I'm in a lot of traffic up here, headed to Chicago, man. Let's see what else I want to talk about. I want to talk about, you know, the young man who lost his life in the dry van, who was found hung in the back of the dry van up over there in Indiana. It's tragic, man. That's tragic what happened, man. I think he was from Georgia or something like that. But you know, I go there to say, man, we already know what happened. Like, it was a hate crime. That's what it wasn't. It wasn't no suicide, man. But I say that to say this, man. You gotta know your place, man. Like, you know, for real. And I say that to a certain particular people. And I'm not even going to say any kind of, put any kind of adjectives on it or nothing like that. I'm not going to put no kind of adjectives on it. Because the people know who I'm talking about. You gotta know where you're at. I mean, you can't. I mean, you know, pride is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, you gotta know, like, what you living for. Like, what are you doing this for? Are you? I mean, you know, like back in the day, I got into drugs. Like, I started selling drugs just for the hell of it. Like, I didn't even need to sell no motherfucking drugs. I wasn't hungry. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't starving for nothing. I had homeboys who really had to do that because they had all kind of, you know, they had a record. They had all kind of charges on their name, so they couldn't get a job. So that's the only thing that they could resort to. But me, I just jumped out there because I was interested in the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get all the girls and fast money and how you was living, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't necessarily have to do that. I just did that because it was easy to do, and I had easy access to it. You know, because I've come from the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, me being able to want to knock on wood and good thing that I never did get caught up with what I was doing. But, you know, I was in some situation where I could have lost my life, you know what I'm saying? Because people want to try to take advantage of you, or you know, they just want to take something from you, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, like, where am I going with this, and how does that relate with that? Well, I'm getting it together, like, you know, like, what are you doing it for? You know, like, there had to have been some kind of altercation, you know, unless it was, you know, a targeted crime. I mean, you know, some people just don't like you just because of the way you look. I mean, you know, and that's that on that. You know, some people will try to bully you or pick on you, or, you know, some people do that. Even as grown men, I see that happen quite often. So, you know, by me saying knowing where you at, sometimes you gotta let this shit roll over your head. I mean, I'm not telling you I'm not telling you not to defend yourself, but I'm just saying, man, you know, they say, you know, how the saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, you know? And that's how I kind of grew up, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody ever put their hands on me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody never put their hands on me, and I didn't put my hands on them back. What I'm saying is that somebody may have called me a derogatory name or said something to me, and I may have said something back, and next thing you know, we just sit there arguing back and forth, going our words, and then at that point, man, I just walk away from the situation because I can see that person is just angry with themselves, like they upset with themselves, and they trying to push that off on you. You know what I'm saying? They jealous of you and what you got going on. That's all it is jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Jealousy makes envy. Envy make enemies, and enemies can possibly, you know, try to harm you. So, I mean, with me saying that, in the middle of Indiana, you know what I'm saying, you the only person of your kind like that, knowing what kind of area you in, and knowing what kind of situation it could possibly be, you got to sit there and think for a minute, like, is this really worth it, you know? Like, you know, how can I diffuse the situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you don't have that option at all, then you, like I said, you must defend yourself. But you know, a lot of these rural places I go, and I'm the only person that looks like me, that, you know, the only kind of person in that area that they possibly ever seen before. I mean, they know what we look like. They see us on TV, but I'm talking about actually in person, because, you know, I've actually talking to, you know, people, and they've said that, you know, hey, we can work in the workplace all fine and dandy, but do I want to live around you? No, I don't. So I mean, come on now, you know what that means. They don't want you in them areas. So I mean, you know, if you're in that area, you just gotta know your surroundings, man. You know, because I run into people, they give me attitudes, and they don't want to answer me. They just do hand gestures and all that stuff. Like, they don't want to look in your eye and give you that respect, like you know, just a respect as a human being. You know, sometimes you know what I'm saying, you can't let that go to your head, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, you got stuff you living for. You know what I'm saying, you got goals and stuff you trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying, you got families back at home that want to see you come back, man. You know, you out here in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere, and going into these areas where you don't know, like, what may have happened yesterday or what may have happened last week. You don't know what kind of history these people holding on to, what kind of grudges these people got. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on in these areas, man. You really don't. So you got to kind of go in these areas with an open mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try my best to be kind and friendly to people, but you know, if they you know, they're just living in misery, then that's just who they are. You know, they're closed minded, living in misery. I mean, it ain't gonna be nothing you can say or do to change their mind. You know what I'm saying? You know, people will say something like, well, what if you the only two different kind of people in the same hospital, and you don't like him, you know, his people, his kind, but he got your blood type to save your life. I heard a person say they'll rather die and let hell freeze over before they let that blood injection get into them. You know what I'm saying? That's just the world we live in. You know, I mean, ain't nothing you can do to change it. But yeah, I mean, you know, more of the story, you know your surroundings, and know what you're trying to do, know what you're trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what you're trying to accomplish. I hope that they do a thorough investigation, and that young man and his family get the justice that they deserve, because I don't see how you can just rule something to suicide within a few hours of looking at the situation. Yep. That's all I pretty much got to say about that. I mean, you know, if y'all got any more thoughts about anything that I talked about in this video, leave your comments below. Like, subscribe, and share the video. Like I said, you know, I got my numbers coming up later on once I get settled. I need to tell y'all what I did. I mean, I'm not gonna show you the settlement sheets. I'm just call out the numbers like everybody else do. Everybody else just call out numbers. But I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna give you the deductions, and I'm gonna give you my take-home pay. A lot of people don't do that. They just give you the gross amounts. But I'm gonna give you my gross deductions and take-home pay, because you gotta be able to pay yourself. You gotta separate the business. See, here's the thing. There you got the business, right? But you gotta learn how to separate yourself from the business. I mean, unless you're just a sole proprietor. For me, I got my business lined up as an S corp. an S corporation. What that's going to do, that's going to allow me to pay myself and have my the leftover money is for the business. And I've been talking to a CPA, and the CPA suggested that I do a 60-40 split. So that means that if I make $10,000 gross a week, then I need to pay myself, a month, I'm sorry, not a week. I wish it was a week. I'm not in the oil fields just yet. I'm not there just yet. Shouts out to all those guys in the oil field, man, chasing Andrew Jackson and Golden Child and Justin Lewis and all them cats, man. I watch y'all, man. Y'all inspired me, man. Y'all the real reason why I'm driving today. Yep, you can call me a damn internet driver. I'm a real deal YouTube driver, man. I only hopped in this truck because of YouTube. You know, if you hopped in this truck just because of YouTube, you know, hit that thumbs up for real. Comment below. Subscribe. But yeah, going back to what I'm saying, 60-40 split. So that means $6,000 to go towards me and $4,000 towards the company every month. So what that's going to allow is it's going to allow me to do a personal tax on the $60,000 and a federal tax on the $40,000. So that's on that, you know. So that's that $40,000 is not going to get personal tax and federal tax. That $40,000 is just going to get federal tax only, and likewise with the $60,000, that's only going to get taxed personal income and not federal, not on the federal level. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm telling you? So let's say I think the personal tax rate is 15.8, 16%, something like that, and maybe the federal tax rate for $40,000 is, let's say it's 25 or some shit. I don't know. I'm not a tax consultant or a CPA, none of that. So I mean, don't take this for granted, you know. But what the general idea is true. Okay, the S corp is going to allow you to only get taxed personally for your personal income. And then the leftover income for the business is only going to get taxed at the federal level. So that's how I got my business set up. And oh yeah, you can also withdraw from that. You can withdraw from the leftover business, the business side of the income. You know, tax free. They call that. Dang, I forgot what they call it. They call it some kind of deductions. But you can just type in YouTube S corp. And you'll find hundreds of those videos from actual licensed tax consultants or CPA accountants, because they have their business name and they have their what do you call it? Their rights of arbitration or whatever it's called. They have that all there on their videos, and YouTube still has those videos going, so they must have some kind of truth in them, because we're giving you actual information that relates to the government and how they operate. So if we was giving you inaccurate information, those videos wouldn't be available. They would be flagged and removed and possibly fined. So I mean, the proof is in the pudding, like they say. All right, so yeah, we talked about that. We talked about setting up the business. We talked about the truck. Oh yeah, I'm going to give you guys information on how I was able to, the company I bought, my, not the company, but the company that gave me my loan. I'm going to turn you guys on to the company that gave me my loan. Wow, we coming up on a whole lot of traffic. I'm in 100 miles outside of Chicago. This is crazy. We're at standstill traffic, guys. This is nuts. Got a little downshift going on here. I really don't try to use my truck brakes at all, trailer truck brakes at all. I try to downshift as much as I can, let that engine brake do all the work. Wow, this is insane. I wonder how far this traffic is up the road. Yeah, guys, I've lost my train of thought. This traffic done pissed me off. I'm gonna end the video right here. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment below. We'll see you next time, guys. Remember, pre-trip or no trip,